stage! Hey there! You might be wondering why I was dressed like an old lady. For more info on that, check out my last video. And today we're going to do a lesson. This is the fourth lesson in the Beginner's Lessons playlist that you'll find on my YouTube channel. And this pretty much takes up where we left off. In lesson 3, we went over how to get all of the chords put together from the C major scale to figure out every single chord that is in that scale. If you haven't seen that, go check out that video. The first two are important too, so you kind of need to watch all 3 of those before you'll be able to easily follow this if you're a beginner. So today we're just going to talk about chord progressions. It's just a way to put chords together in an order to make them sound interesting and give you something to make a song up to or to improvise to. What I was just playing earlier, I was just making up a chord progression. We'll write down 2 chord progressions and I'll show you how they go and give you some ideas on how you can play with them and how you can improvise using the C major scale on top of those chord progressions to get you used to improvising. I'll start with something simple. We'll just do 3 chords. So let's see, we'll do C major, F major, then back to C, then G, then F major, back to C major. Okay, so I'll write that down. So we've got C major. I'm not going to write major because if you don't see anything written after the letter, then it's assumed that it's a major chord. And because we're talking about chords, you can just figure that that's going to be C major. And then we've got F. And then back to C. And then to G. And then to F. And then to C. You can play each one as long as you like. There's no rules. I just like to make things up as I go. And all of my lessons are going to be focused on teaching you how to make your own music, how to improvise. So there's not really a lot of rules with this type of thing. I'm just trying to give you some sort of foundation so that you can experiment and get better. So let's say you're playing that chord progression. There's the C, F, C, G, F. I'll show you some things you can do on the right hand. Back to C. So let's start off just by doing the same chord on the right hand at the same time. So when I start on the C, I'll do a C up here. So now notice I'm holding the chord on my left hand and I'm doing a rhythm on my right. F, C, G, F, C. It's a little boring, but I think you kind of get the idea. Basically all I'm doing is I'm just playing chords with both hands. So you don't even have to really be good at the scale to do this. Now you can start breaking the notes out separately. So you can sometimes play the notes by themselves. Now, if you were to play the C major scale over the top of it, you'd get. use the note that's not in C major that we haven't talked about yet. That's okay. F. C, back to C. So just experiment on the right hand with the C major scale while you play the chords with your left hand. And if you don't know what to do, just do anything. And if it doesn't sound good, don't do it again. If it sounds good, do it again. And if you do that enough and you practice, you'll get better at improvising and you'll start avoiding things that don't sound good. If you notice that as I change chords, sometimes I'm trying to focus on that note with my right hand. So I'm on the C, and now here's a C. Another C. Now I'm going to go to a G. And then an F. Back to C. So if what you're doing in the right hand, I'm going to stop for a minute so I can talk. So when you're playing the chord progression, you can mix it up. You can play it with your left hand, you can play it with your right hand, you can play it with both at the same time together. But as you're soloing over that, and you're just picking out notes in the C major scale, and if you go back and look at lesson 1, you'll see that all the notes in the C major scale are all the white notes, so that's pretty easy. One thing that makes it sound better is when you are when you hear a melody with the right hand that gives the listener the feeling that you understand this chord progression. It reinforces it. So I guess I don't know if this will work, but I'll try to give you an example of how that doesn't work. So if I do the same chord progression, and this might be hard for me to do because it's going to sound weird, but you know, I could do all the wrong notes, and then the chord progression won't sound right. So let's see. I'm on the C. Let's do a D. Then we'll go to the F. So I'll go to a G. You can try to get it so that the notes that you're playing with your right hand focus on each chord as it changes. So what you could do, just to illustrate that in the most basic way possible, is if you were to just play each of the root notes from each chord with your right hand while you're playing that chord, and you don't play any other notes, it would sound something like this. Change to F. Boring, but it fits. So now you could do the same concept, but play other notes. So there's the C, there's the F, there's another C, there's the G, whoops, there's the F, and there's another C. To this. You don't have to follow every single chord exactly with your right hand. It's just something you can do, and you should just keep in mind what chord you're on when you're playing the chord with your left hand, and keep in mind those chord changes so you can try to sort of do something that fits with that. So I'll experiment a little bit more to give you some ideas. So I think you get the idea. You can experiment. So that's one chord progression. Let's try to, we'll do another one that's kind of nice. So this is pretty basic. You can make up your own chord progressions, and I recommend you do that. Let's see, let's try another one. So let's see, we're gonna do, I don't feel like erasing that, so pretend that's not there. Let's see, we'll do C. This will be A minor, D minor, G major, C major, A minor, D minor, G major. So let's write that down. We've got C, and we've got A minor, right? Is that what I did? Yep, and D minor, and then G major. So this one's easier to remember. You've got less chord changes, pretty simple. This is the same chord progression I think they use in that old song called Blue Moon. Usually it's played in a different key, but it's the same relationship between the chords, the same distance between the chords. So in this one I threw in some minor chords, just so you can get a feeling for what they sound like, and you can experiment with them. So this does the same idea as what we were doing before. You can try to just follow the root note of each chord. So I'm on a C, and I'm playing a C on both hands, and just kind of spacing out the notes. There's the A minor, there's the D minor, there's the G major. You can play these anywhere on the piano, and I recommend you do, so you can jump up. So now I'll improvise with some single notes in my right hand. There's the A minor. There's the D. There's the G. There's the C. Messed up. I think that's supposed to be a G, but you get the idea. Sometimes when you mess up, that's when you come up with something that sounds great, and just experiment. Sometimes the most important thing really is you're training your ear as well as your brain, and you hit a wrong chord, and if it sounds good, do it again and keep listening to it and figure out why it sounds good, and if it sounds bad, don't do it. You know, that you can take these and you can experiment. See what happens if you flip these two here. So if you were to do the same exact chord progression, but you flip these two in the middle, let's see what that sounds like. You get C, D minor, A minor, G major. C. Now I'm back to this A minor. I switched it back. So you get the idea. You can make your own chord progressions. These two are kind of fun and pretty simple. You'll see them in a lot of songs, especially this first one here. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, drop me a comment. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe. I'm going to be posting more lessons soon. I also have a new funny original song, kind of like my last video. The song is very different, but I think you'll like it, and hopefully I'll be posting that in a week or two. And that's it. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. There's free hot dog buns at Tyler's house. Saw him on Craigslist, clicked on my mouse. I can't believe his buns are really free. Man, his buns look wicked good to me. Me and my gal.